Do you have time for some asshole consulting?
Sure.
All right. We got a gal, and she's a looker.
Send it to me.
I'm
sorry, that deal's with you.
Hang on. Let me forward this to you.
Yeah.
Do I want to do your Elkin CPA or gmail.com?
Oh, go ahead and do the gmail.com. Yeah.
Which one? I got two of them.
Chad Elkin CPA at gmail.
CPA. Okay. At Gmail. All right. Take a look.
Did you send me this one before, maybe?
No, this just came in last night.
Okay.
And she paid.
Imagine that. Okay, found it.
Good looking?
I'll tell you in one sec. Huh, why isn't that picture? You sure the picture's there? I don't see it.
I don't know. Hang on.
Well, there's a truncated message here. Yeah, the picture's not on here.
Okay, all right. Hang on. I'm going to do this again.
I'll read it while you do that. 23. Okay. Oh, she sounds like she got a good head on her shoulders. Oh, I see. Okay.
Well, you're going to read it for the benefit of the people? You're just reading it for yourself?
I was waiting until you were ready for me to read it.
All right, here. All right, I sent it to you.
There we go. There. Let me... goodness gracious.
She's a damn good-looking kid, ain't she?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Wow. All right, let's go through this here.
You want me to read
Hi,
it?
Aaron.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
Well, you go ahead. Let me save my voice. You go ahead. I got to do more shit anyway.
Hi, Aaron. I'm new to your videos, but I see that you are very pragmatic, so your asshole ways don't faze me. Your honesty and logic is different than most people in my personal life who tell me what I want to hear, so I'm writing for advice. That's how you know she's good looking, because people tell her.
Yeah, everyone's lying to her. Oh, yeah, you do whatever you want.
Yeah. I'm a 23-year-old female, and unlike many of my peers in a certain state, I am
we
feminine.
Can say New York, that's fine.
New York, okay. I'm feminine, traditional, and ultimately want to be a wife and potentially a mother. I'm pretty smart. I'm pretty and fairly smart. I went to college out of high school because it was ingrained into me by my parents, but not having an educational or career goal, I opted to go to a school in a fun, warm city to, quote, study communications. I dropped out when I lost my scholarship. Good.
That's probably the best thing to happen to
yeah.
Those D-minuses actually did pay off in the end.
Communications is terrible. I'm in a relationship with a great man. However, I am seeing that our futures are not aligned as he is much older and shows no interest in marriage and children. I worry that I am getting too old as time goes by faster with each passing day, so I must plan my future sooner rather than later. I want to move down south for climate and culture and a better chance to find a suitable husband. I'm stuck between moving to Houston or Tampa. Where would be best to find a quality partner, and what kind of business to start to support myself prior to getting married? Much appreciated.
Don't mention her name. We don't
of course, yeah. No, yeah.
Okay. So I had a couple more questions.
I don't think 23 is that old.
No, it's not that old, but she has the foresight and wisdom. And this is. I'm hoping it's a trend, but this is not the first young lady to say, "Hey, wait a second. I don't want to do this. I want to be a wife and mother." Now, I think this is the fourth or fifth one within the past 6 months. So, again, could be coincidence, but I hope it's a trend. But, yeah, thank God she's Is this the time for her to be asking this question, or should she wait another 20 years to start thinking about having kids?
I'm proud of her for figuring this out now.
Now is the time.
I think it's because she dropped out of college. That's why.
That's enough. Yeah, no doubt about that. Yeah, hang on. Where did my emails go?
Well, I can, you asked her why Tampa or Houston, and then you listed some other potential cities.
Right. Okay. And I also asked her what kind of training or education does she have in a field, and what would she like to work in that is not communications. She worked I won't mention what. Let's just say in some standard business departments you'd find in any company.
Yeah.
Both drained her energy, sweetheart. That's called work. All jobs suck. We're going to be hard on her. I don't care if she's a cute little girl, and I do appreciate the fact she's got the wisdom and the foresight to be asking these questions now. But we're gonna kick her ass like we do everybody else. I will forgive her though, because she's new when she asked what she should start for a business, because she does not know that's a question you don't ask. I'm a creative person. I have experience in creating art on paper, not digital. That is not a skill.
No.
Fashion resale, and I study the law of attraction. None of those things will get you a job unless you're very, very, very talented or skilled, or you happen to have good luck and you have a connection. Those are not skills. Those will not get you a job or help you start a business. I would like to become more well-traveled in the continental United States. I'm very familiar with states and major cities of New York and Florida, well-traveled on the East Coast. The Midwest and West are nearly non-existent to my travels because most of the Midwestern states I've been to is Ohio.
Gross.
The farthest out west is being Texas. So she's visited your home state.
Yeah. Ohio. Okay.
All right. So let's go to the main questions here. I got a bunch of them. She is stuck between moving to Houston or Tampa. What is wrong with choosing those two?
Well, it's very limiting. It's very hot. You have to really like hot weather. You have to drive everywhere. I mean, from a tax standpoint, they're both good places, but I just wouldn't live there. I don't like the weather. And
I said, why Houston or Tampa? Well, she's been there. But what else did she say about the rest of the United States?
Well, she said she hasn't really traveled around and been to a bunch of different places.
So the first step is going to be for her to give me more money to read this book called Reconnaissance, man. And this is going to lay down the law here, or the theme. I understand she wants to get married. I understand she wants to have kids. Is that just something that happens in a month?
No, it takes time.
No. So there's going to be a time frame before she gets married and has kids. So she has to use this time wisely. Now, right now, all she knows is Tampa and Houston. And what I'm going to recommend is that she travel a little bit to other states and towns within the United States, as outlined here in this book. I'm for Tampa, by the way. I love Tampa in the St. Petersburg area. That was one place I was potentially going to move. So don't necessarily discount that. Maybe if you find a job down in Tampa in Florida, that's someplace to check out too. Houston, I don't know what the draw of Houston was. I drove through it once. Have you been there?
I was actually born there.
Really?
But because my parents were living there at the time, obviously. I've only been there once or twice to visit my sister in college because she went to a school down in Houston. It's just really, I don't know.
It's a big town, isn't it? It's just a big town.
Yeah, like it's just strip malls everywhere, traffic. You got to drive every single fucking place. Yeah, I wouldn't live in Houston.
So what I'm recommending the young lady do is, until she finds a husband, she needs to go and travel the country a little bit, not the world, and not this chick travel where it's like, I just gotta eat and have biscotti and shit. No, like, you rent a car, you drive around the areas. It's in the book Reconnaissance, man. Like, you are doing reconnaissance. You are looking at the different neighborhoods. Do I like this? What about traffic? What about snow? There's a process here where we eliminate income tax states. So you go to states that don't have income taxes. The problem is I think she will find a husband before she finds a place to live. But what she needs to do is start that adventure now. Now, I'm not saying move out of New York either, but if she wants to throw a resume or two down in the Tampa area, that's fine. Change things up a little bit. But if she has a good job in New York City, I'm assuming New York City, I wouldn't necessarily move. I'd fly out, check out some other places. If she's leaning towards Tampa or Houston, go check out those places more. I had a great time partying in Tampa one time. Well, shit, then everybody would go to every town. I had a good time in Milwaukee one time. Doesn't mean I'd fucking live there. So I would start spending a little bit more time in Tampa or Houston. If you like it, it's not just partying and going and having fun. Like, oh, you've been to the Walmart. You like the grocery store, boring, mundane shit like that. You can handle the hot weathers of summer. Then I'd start throwing resumes there. Pro of Tampa, it's wonderful. I love Tampa and St. Petersburg. You can't fly anywhere else. You are as far away from the rest of the country as you could possibly get, except for perhaps Maine or Alaska and Hawaii, because you're on the far southeast corner. So doing reconnaissance of the rest of the country is going to be difficult. Houston, if for whatever reason you like Houston, you're much more central. Denver's only a hop, skip, and a jump. Kansas City, St. Louis, Phoenix, all that other stuff. So that's what you're going to do, is you're going to start spending some money. I'd say investing some money, further reconnoitering those two towns and figuring out if you want to send it, or if you just got a curiosity of another town. On top of that, stop being an East Coaster and get your fucking ass on the other side of the Mississippi. I know, according to East Coasters, nothing exists west of the Appalachians, all right? And everybody goes down south, but you're missing out on a shit ton of fun, great towns. Denver, Salt Lake City, Las Vegas. I mean, I chose that over Tampa. Phoenix is a great town. California, we don't like California because of the taxes and the traffic. San Diego is a great place to visit. It's wonderful. It's warm. Fuck the traffic. That's off your list. But there's a whole, don't go to Portland. Don't go to Seattle. Maybe Spokane, maybe Salem, but don't go to Portland. Don't go to Seattle.
Don't go to Portland.
Right. Again, it's all in the book. So you got a year's worth. This is how do you eat an elephant one step at a time, one bite at a time. But I agree that she is inevitably going to have to move out of New York.
Yeah.
Now, finding a husband. Is she going to find any higher quality men moving out of New York?
I mean, not without some effort, I think.
I don't think so. I think the men are pretty. I think the men are pretty universal, no matter where she goes. Now, in New York, she's going to find some richer men. She's hot and young, so it's not a surprise. She basically has a sugar daddy here. Some rich old guy who's probably been divorced, doesn't want to go through that fucking shit again. Doesn't want to have kids, doesn't want to get married. That's I'm picturing the world's most interesting man, frankly. But if she wants to get married and have kids, all right, Mr. Big from what was the show? Sex in the City. Right. Okay, you don't want Mr. Big. You're gonna have to find a husband. Now, at 23 years old, does she know what she wants?
I mean, no.
No.
Wait. Okay. Well, I thought if you're talking about what she wants with family and all that, yeah, but not with entrepreneurship and all that, yeah.
Well, no, but I know she wants to get married and have kids. That's fine. But how many guys has she dated? That's what I'm wondering.
It didn't really say a whole lot in there, I don't think.
Right, and was she dating as your standard young American late teens, early 20-something party girl? Like, this is fun. This is great. And it's like, yeah, but are you dating to find a husband? Are you training your eye to find marriage material, or just, a really hunky guy who's fun and popular?
I hate to make assumptions, but she's pretty damn hot. So I guess she probably has done the non-productive dating.
Right. And there's nothing wrong with that, as long as, if you're having fun, but it's two different markets. Now she's got, which shows, she's dating an older rich guy. Maybe she just is sick and tired of guys her age, which I can understand. Men take a couple years to mature and grow up. But if she wants the older, more stable guy, that's an indication she would like to get married. So she's leaning towards that already. But now, if this guy isn't going to get married, now she has to go on the hunt, right? And it's not, I want to find a ripped guy with great abs, would be preferable if he has it. But you got to find a guy stable, makes money, you're attracted to, all this other stuff. We can't tell you all the sub requirements of that. That requires she's going to go out and date a lot. Maybe she finds the greatest guy on the face of the planet right off the bat, but it is beyond the scope of this podcast, even 10 books to find out, oh yeah, this is the perfect guy for you. Point is, she's got to get out there and date more.
Yeah.
Should she relegate herself to New York?
No.
Why?
Because you got to go see the country. Like you can find somebody to marry or what in New York, but chances are you're going to have to stay in New York if you do that.
Stay in New York.
Yeah.
Right. So where did I have you fly all over the place to?
Oh God. I went all the way to the western part of Canada just as a trial run.
Right. And what I'm going to point out to the young lady here is the quality and caliber of people, especially younger people. And this is not a slam on, Gen Z or the millennials, because we were the same way when we were younger too. It's shit. It is fucking shit. Now, this is a very, very attractive woman. I'd say she's a 9.2, 9.5.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's a very attractive woman.
Very.
What corresponding number of good-looking guys are out there for her at her age range?
I mean, that's a fair thing to ask.
Right. So there's going to be a lot of frogs, sweetheart, a lot of them. And I have some guys I can maybe set you up with that are, good, outstanding man, blah, blah, blah. But I still think she owes it to herself to date. So in combination with traveling, she's going to scope out this town, scope out that town. I'd get on some dating sites. I'd be very clear. You cut through the bullshit. I am looking to get married. I am looking to have children. And since you're now making the United States your playground, don't set your expectations too high, but you can list all your major deal breakers, all right? If you want a Christian, list Christian, because now you're hunting for a husband. And you can't come up with a list of 73 requirements like girls do because they think it's cute and fun and bullshit.
Yeah.
Some of the key important ones that they must have. And you'd be amazed how 5 major ones will eliminate 99.5% of the people out there. So when you go and I'm going to go and I'm going to do reconnaissance in Phoenix. Go set your dating profile to Phoenix. Go out there, hit up guys, okay? Also on the dating Chad, when you see a really, really, really good-looking girl and she likes you on Tinder or likes you on a dating profile, what do you think?
I presume it's either a dude in Nigeria trying to get something from me or just a gay guy here, catfishing.
Or a bot.
Or bot, yeah.
And that's another thing this girl's going to face. Dear, you are too good-looking that if you do a really professional-looking photo shoot for your dating profile, the smart guys are not going to click on it. They're just not. The ones that have any bit of street smarts going to say, oh, fuck that. That's some fucking
fake
hacker. That's some hacker in Kazakhstan. No, I'm not going to click on that. You need to have real pictures that you took. Okay. You could be pretty. You could be done up, but you can't have this professional shit. All right. You can't have it touched up. Just take some normal fucking pictures, post it up. I am looking to get married. I'm looking to have kids. My date must have X, Y, and Z. Set the widgets or the options? Do you have check marks or something you have on the dating profile?
Oh yeah, must-haves and all that shit.
Yeah, okay. And then when you go to these different towns, not only is your job to go and scope out the town to figure out whether you want to live there someday, you're going to go on a date as well. And that's, and I pack in as many dates as you possibly can, to be honest. And then how long would it take her to find a husband?
It's a good question. It's not anything that should be a short amount of time, I would think. You have to do a lot of vetting. Mm-hmm. I can't think of an appropriate timeline.
The answer is as long as it takes you to find a husband.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen tomorrow. Not going to happen today. But, hey, you like this guy? Go on a date with him a little bit more. Yes, travel and long distance is going to suck.
Yeah.
Okay? But it is going to be easier to fly a plane or hop on a plane, Spirit Airlines, I recommend, to go to a place, get a car, meet a guy, whatever, have him pick you up or at a hotel, whatever. I wouldn't have somebody pick you up at the airport if you never met him. It's going to be easier to find someone you like, filtering the entire United States of America instead of dating in one area. And yes, the men are not trained to be prepared to be husbands. They're just not. And fathers. They have student loan debts. Frankly, nobody likes them. Not to sound like, oh, whoa, is that? But fathers are not championed. Okay, you're going to want to find traditional guys. And so that, you got a bunch of guys who, well, we don't need you. Society's telling a lot of guys, we don't need you. So what do guys do? Porn, video games, stay at home in the basement. So you're going to be going for a dwindling percentage of the male population. All right. So again, say you wide net. Very fine filter. And then be willing to fly out and meet those people. Yeah.
I just have a question for you. I'm not even sure if you can answer this, but I do have some sympathy for younger women in this respect. How can you carefully decipher between someone who's just looking to get laid or someone who actually has potential? Because that's a thorny issue, I think.
Well, it's the shit or get off the pot. She's going to have to date. So I almost guarantee you, she's going to have to date several guys, unless the guy explicitly states, I got a buddy, Leif, who's engaged now. He was very serious. I'm not having premarital sex. I am a Catholic. You must be a virgin. You must not have other people's children. You must also be Catholic. I mean, here are the requirements. What the Catholics say, because he is a devout Catholic.
Wow.
And so there's going to be some correlation. This is where, to find a traditional person, you typically maybe go to a church or join some kind of religion because they're oriented towards families. But she's just going to have to date a lot of different guys and find out. And she's going to have to know to tell him, hey, get off the pot or shit. Do you want to get married? No? All right. Well, see you. Bye. And I had a gal do that to me. It was great. Everything. Oh, Chad. Oh, it was wonderful, Chad. She was like this fun gal. And she played volleyball. She was in great shape. And she had this nice little pixie blonde haircut. She had blue eyes. And she was taller than me because you know how we like the taller girls.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just fun. She's just this wonderful fun. And she could dress up real nice and be a pretty woman. And I was like, dang, I found the diamond in the rough. And we're lying there on a cold Minnesota night. I got the blankets. I'm like, oh, this is wonderful. I got this tall Norwegian blonde with me. And she says, we have to talk. It's like, no. Why?
I hate that phrase.
Like, what about? What? Well, I want to have kids. I'm like, aren't you having fun right now? She's like, yeah. Don't we have a great time? Yeah. Leave it be.
Was this before or after the vasectomy?
This is before.
Before?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. No, she wouldn't sperm check me. This is a great gal. And then I find out later she got fat, which once again destroys all your hope in humanity. I'm not kidding, Chad. I may go back to drinking. I just might.
You know what? I kind of hope you will, just because it's fun to.
Well, no, it's not great on your organs either, because if I'm going to do something like everything else, I'm going to fucking do it.
Well, you just do it in a more limited.
No. You either do it or you don't. You either excel at it or you don't. And, but God, it's just kind of like, you just think like, will one person succeed? Will one person go? No. Oh, you're going to major in convention management studies. Okay, hang on. Bloop. Gurgle, 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 gurgle. Don't you care? No, but I feel great. Anyway, no. So this gal's got to do all the other guys that same favor and service. And,
I get the impression, she was talking about the older guy she's dating now. He, like you said, is probably not looking to marry, settle down. So whatever, he's probably having a lot of fun. And I think the goal would be for her not to have a repeat of this. And that's my concern, no matter who she meets.
Why if she meets him, she couldn't have fun?
Well, no, that's not what I mean. I mean, like, he, at least from what she's writing, he has no interest in the same goals as what she is stating.
Right.
So where I have some sympathy for women is that it's very easy. Say I'm a, 28-year-old good-looking dude or whatever, and I meet her. It's so easy to be like, yeah, I want the exact same things you do. And then you start sleeping with her, and then it's so easy to just be like, oh, I don't want that. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, Chad, you're asking for the perfect world. It doesn't exist.
I know, but
there's trial and error. That's all. She's going to have to go out and date.
Is there a way to screen better for it? Because I'm not sure.
You can kind of with secondary variables. Like, okay, I would not date a leftist. All right, there's one for multiple reasons. It's just good not to date a leftist. So hopefully you won't be. I won't guarantee it though, because remember, Republicans majoring in history. But I'm not saying he has to be a card-carrying member of the Republican Party. But you don't want to date this Vaush guy. Okay, there's an example. All right, you don't want to date a liberal arts major. Maybe degree or career would be a better first. Forget politics. I think a degree. You find an engineer. You find a programmer. You find one who isn't some leftist fucking pussy piece of shit that expects the government to take care of them. Because if you want a husband, we're going more along the traditional world where, okay, the husband brings home the money, you take care of the kids and the house, that kind of, you're going to go for a traditional thing. So also politically aligned along with religiously aligned, you're going to want to find a libertarian or a conservative or a Republican or someone who's just simply not a leftist.
Right? Atham has a good point. He says she could ask whoever it is. She could ask the guy to meet her parents, and if he waffles or says no, I think that's a bit of a tell.
Yeah, that's a way to do it. But I'm just saying that she'd have to presumably date a guy 3 or 4 dates by this time.
Oh,
I'm talking
yeah,
like on
a
screening.
few months into it, yeah.
Yeah. No, that'd be something. That's a bullet she could put in her chamber and kind of use for later. That'd be another thing to learn is like learn how to shoot guns, go to gun ranges, learn to smoke. Dude, there's a brilliant idea. If she does go to Tampa, well, anywhere, but Tampa is huge with cigar lounges, and cigar lounges have some very good quality high men, very intelligent, very well to do. So that's another thing for her to do. But when she's dating, she is not going to have time to do the fun, happy party dating. Starting with her screening process, starting with what she selects, starting on where she goes. The nightclubs, you're not going to nightclubs.
No.
You're not going to nightclubs, okay?
Don't even go to bars. Like this. Don't
even bother with bars. The meetup group on how to clean an AR-15. That's what you want to go to. The whiskey and cigar tasting club. That's what you want to go to. How to fix your car club. That's where you want to go. All right. That, I would say even maybe ballroom dancing. It's not the worst thing, but I would be going to, where real men, real traditional men, not these soy boy pussies that are out there, go and be men and potentially have some high income and stuff like that. They could, not as a high income, but enough to support a family. Then let me go. So that's going to be, it's a lot of investment. I mean, a lot of people say, oh, this sounds great. You're flying all over the place and dating. It's going to be a fucking job, man. It's going to be a job. And then finally, she's not going to get married right away. And she's going to do all this traveling. She's going to need money. And here, I'm sorry, dear, you have no talents, none whatsoever. Again, unless you're lucky enough that you can make some money in fashion or art, but you're not a coder, you're not a programmer, you're not an engineer, you're not an accountant. So she's going to have to get something. She's going to have to learn a skill. Now, what's the problem with learning a skill, Chad? What's the problem with becoming a CPA or an engineer or anything like that?
Oh, progressive credentialism is one pretty big problem.
Which takes
time and money.
So hopefully she's got rich parents. Hopefully Daddy Warbucks would pay her to go. I mean, so this is a thing where it's like, man, maybe you just got to sit in New York and go to school for something. Or if you're okay with, working a low paying job and just living at a cheap apartment in Tampa or Houston or whatever, I don't know what she can do aside from retail or other non-specialized labor. Maybe, I know your job sucked working in business, but all jobs suck. So whatever work experience she has there, maybe that could parlay into a slightly higher paying job. But she's now a third huge task comes along or responsibility, and then she's got to get a skill and educated. So that's going to take at least a year if she wanted to be a dental hygienist or something, one of these 1 or 2 year legitimate, a radiologist or something like that. That's an option. What's really, though, the option, Chad? What's the easy silver bullet to this?
Ooh.
Keeping in mind, I am an asshole. I'm an opportunist. I'm a practicalist. And I am a Machiavellian.
She could... Are you thinking she could marry a rich guy or?
Well, she could, but her goal is not to marry a rich guy. Her goal is to marry a good man who would be a good husband and a good father.
All right. I'm not sure if this is where you're going, but if her father would select somebody as a strong candidate, is that where you were going?
No, we're going to complete. Her father would not approve of this course of action. I'm looking at a girl who's your standard 23, well, maybe not standard because she's a very attractive woman and thinking differently. But in terms of her skills, she's your standard 23-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
She has no skills. Right. Now, she wants to explore the country, move to a different part of town, and find a husband. And it's going to be a 2 to 3 year,
I think I know
minimum 2 years.
You're not talking about her joining the military, are you?
Ooh. That's an idea. I hadn't thought of that. That's
you would actually think that's a good idea?
Yes, I think it'd be a great for her to join the reserves. Well, let's say she doesn't want to join the full-time military. She could join the reserves. Mm-hmm. She can join the Guard. That is a brilliant. I'm. Thank you, Chad, because that would be a better idea. Huh.
Dre's idea in the chat. Like he saw.
I don't know. Where's Dre's idea? I'm up on
No. That he was the one who suggested.
Thanks, Dre. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
that's a good one. That's a great idea. Thanks.
Or he said find a military man, and you can do that by joining, the military. So
okay, you can join them. Yeah.
What was yours?
You make way more than doing this in the military. See,
you're gonna say stripping, aren't you?
Not stripping.
Oh, the cam girls. Oh,
and maybe not cam girls.
Sugar daddy.
That realm. I'm gonna read the article. I'll email it to her. How seeking arrangement burst the college bubble. Do you have to strip as a pretty girl to make money?
So she can start making YouTube videos or go on Twitch and get money for it. Okay. Yeah.
Hey guys. So today I'm sorry, dear, even if you're smarter than that, what does the world demand someone who has a little bit of business work experience and has insight to the laws of attraction?
Well,
you see that on the job ads anywhere?
Nah.
What does half the population want, and they go to war for it?
Young, pretty, fertile women.
What percent of her population, her generation, frankly, would go to war, go to a gym to meet her in person?
Of her generation?
Yeah. What percent of her generation is going to get up and hit the gym and get out of their mother's basement and actually go talk to the girls?
Gen Z, less than 1%.
Right. What will they do?
They're going to watch porn, play video games,
throw
masturbate
money to a girl on the internet. So what she needs to do is somehow her number one asset is her youth and beauty. Unless she wants to go, she could join the military. That's a very good idea. She could get a skill or a trade while she's in the military. That's another good idea. But right now, her biggest asset is she's not a fat ass. Yeah. She's pretty. And she has some savviness, some street smarts, some business acumen, if you will, because she's not like, oh my God, I'm going to go party. She's like, no, I want to get married and have a kid. Okay. So she has the intelligence. Okay. Here, let's pull up our buddy. This gal, well, she's pretty, but what does she also have? How did she end up on this cover?
You asked her to?
Well, I've asked many pretty women to model, and what percent do?
Oh, she actually keeps her word and responds.
She shows the fuck up on
Yeah.
Time.
Yeah.
She does what she fucking says she's going to do, and then she gets fucking paid. And if this girl, how easy is it to make money as a pretty young woman today?
It's never been easier. And remember, I have clients that are part of this. So
right. And you don't have to go with the fucking webcam girl doing porn. You don't have to be a stripper. All you got, look at fucking Millennial Millie, for God's sake. All you have to do is be a pretty girl on the internet playing video games or talking. So maybe she does have fashion. Maybe she does have this insight into the laws. She could become like a dating. You know what would be a huge market for a pretty young girl like that? She could become a dating conservathought.
Oh, yeah.
She could, I mean, now she'll be hated by her female colleagues, whatever that's worth, female colleagues that she won't remember 10 years from now. But there must be some kind of niche on the internet where she could become, hey guys, she's wearing the low cut cleavage. And so today I walked my dog Muffins, and Muffins,
Lauren Southern.
No, not Laura Southern, the original one. She's smart. She's as good looking as she is. Got as much business acumen as the guy from Kiss.
Was this a YouTube?
Yeah, she was one of the first, like Jessica something.
Jenna Marbles.
Jenna Marbles. You do something like Jenna Marbles, okay? Whatever it is that you like to do. You're not doing porn. You're just a cute set of tits on the internet. Guys, throw there. You get a fucking PayPal account. You get a Patreon account. I mean, if you need help, I'll help you out with it for a fucking cut, for a fucking percentage. Okay,
so
I'm not doing it for free.
Well, I just want Gray was the one that called, Twitch in the chat. Mm-hmm. And he also just said something I thought he said, just hang around where there's military men, whether it's, military bases. If you want to find a man like that, maybe not necessarily join.
How does she eat? I'm trying to figure out. Okay, she can go hang out by Fort Lucas on the west side of Phoenix. How does she fly to Phoenix? How does she pay for her rent in Phoenix? How
Oh,
did
I
you get
see.
the car to go hang out by Lucas Air Force Base?
That's where Twitch would maybe do all.
We can't just say, hey, fly here and then drive your car around, especially when you're 23. Don't you remember being 23? No money, no car. Well, you don't have a car now anyway, but you live in Chicago. But we can't. This girl does not make $60,000 outside of New York City. She doesn't have a car.
But it's like the two-prong approach. She makes her own money, doing Twitch, or even hell, if she wants to do whatever.
She's cute, period.
Yeah.
And as long as you got that fucking PayPal and the Patreon and the donate button, yes, her looks will sell her.
Did you know, and I've read about this, I haven't been using these apps, there's women on Tinder and Bumble that are automatically telling people what their Venmos are, their Cash Apps.
Yes. They got their Amazon wish list.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't. You could go ahead and put that. My larger point is, as it is right now, we look at her. She has no skills.
Right?
How's she gonna eat? Okay. Well, I'm not saying go do porn or go do what the hell is that called? Seeking arrangement. You can do that too. What I would recommend, though, in either case, is if you are going to do that, you go by an alias, you change your hair color, you do your makeup different, you're still hot. I don't care if you wear glasses or what, but that is a life you will leave behind the second you find a husband. Because now if you have, okay, let's say she does a cooking show, something honest and innocent. All right, fine. You might find your husband that way. This guy's like, wow, this gal's great. And he's a cook too, or something. I don't know. He's got a dog called Muffins. Holy shit. Let's walk our little teacup dogs called Muffins down the park. She might find a guy like that. But if she does anything risque, anything like, hey guys, look at my tits.
Hey guys.
Your name is Chaditha Elkinza. And you're just like this crazy girl from Chicago or something like that. You must have a complete, so that when all of a sudden you want to wife up, all right, and you find the great guy who's an engineer, Hannah Montana.
Cyrus, Miley Cyrus. Was that Hannah Montana?
That was Hannah Montana, but wasn't Hannah Montana, Hannah Montana was the sweet girl's name. And then at night, she became some singer. The only reason I know this is because Varmint watched it and was explaining it to me at one time. I'm like, what the fuck?
This is beyond
Cyrus was the actress who portrayed Hannah Montana. But then at night, like Batman and Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
So that's what she's going to have in the daytime, demure nice girl. Going to the gun shows, learning how to clean AR-15. Dude, okay, here, I'm gonna give her $1,000 idea. $1 million idea.
She pay you enough for that?
No, but I can't capitalize on this idea. You can't either. Here's what she does. All she does is she goes down to she could waitress. To be honest, she could go down to Tampa and waitress and be hot and, work at Hooters or whatever. But if she learns how to clean guns, you know what she could do? She could go to the different gun shows and, like $50, I'll clean your AR-15. Like she just learns from YouTube how to disassemble an AR-15 or some standard guns and cleans them for these guys and does a good job to it. But then she's like in a bikini or she's just a hot, cute chick cleaning fucking guns. I can't do that. Can you do that, Chad? Will some guy pay us $100 to clean his gun?
No,
but he'll play a cute little girl. She does. You could spit on it and throw it in the mud. They'll still be happy. Point is, she's gonna have to make money on her looks, which I think is going to be easier in today's world with the internet. We're not saying porn. She could probably get a sugar daddy too. That's another way. Like, let's say she really likes a guy on Seeking Arrangement. I mean, every option's on the table. But what, you want to go get a degree in chemical engineering, which is going to take 4 years, and then you get married. Well, you got to postpone that because you got to stay and take care of the kids and all that, which is fine. Then you can go become a chemical engineer afterwards. But I'm wondering if there's a way to tide her over financially, military being a possible option, until she finds Mr. Right. And that's the best I could come up with everything she wants to do. Moving, doing reconnaissance, finding a husband, and not starving in the process, and not having to go back to school for 4 fucking years to do it.
Well, I really like the Twitch idea. I'll just say that.
Yeah, Twitch. You could play video games, cleavage, I don't know if you're even good at video games or what, but she's going to need some kind of skill. And then finally, when she finds a husband and she wants to have kids, what is she going to do, Chad?
She finds a husband and she wants to have kids.
She finds Mr. Right. He's Mr. Wonderful.
Mr. Right now. Well, I'm not sure this is where you're going, but I was going to say she will become a housewife, mother. She will stay at home. Is that where you were going? Or?
Well, if she doesn't have kids, see, this is where I kind of find it funny where I'm not, and Adam Piggott ain't the only one. I've had several other guys say like, no, women shouldn't be going to college. I'm like, what the fuck are they supposed to do? Like, if they don't have kids, but they just stay at home?
Oh, I see.
You gotta do something. So she finds Mr. Right. They get married. Okay. Now they have a house. Now what can she do?
Okay. So they have a house. They're married.
No kids.
No kids. I mean, she can get a part-time. She can still work, right? Is that where
she can work?
Yeah.
She can work, yeah. Maybe she continues her internet thing if it's okay by the husband. Yeah, sure. Do your machine gun cleaning, Molly. Whatever it is that she does. But what else could she do? Because is she going to be pretty forever?
No, unfortunately, it always Father Time,
away.
Mother Nature always comes out on top.
So looking down the road, okay, little kids are going to be popped out, and then little kids aren't little kids no more, and then they go off to school or they're teenagers and want nothing to do with you anyway, and they don't need mom. And now she's 40 or 45. Okay, she's got her husband. Can she make money on the internet flashing her tits anymore?
I mean, not flash. She can do it, but she shouldn't do it.
She shouldn't, and not as much money as she'd make beforehand. And by flashing tits, I mean playing Twitch or whatever, right?
Yeah. When the looks fade, yeah.
So while her and her husband are on the honeymoon period, what should she be doing?
I would say she could enhance her skills, sort of preparing for the inevitable period when she can't use her looks. But I don't think that necessarily means going to college, though.
No, it could be she learns to code. It could be she becomes a dental hygienist. I mean, I'm trying to get the in and out, like a year training, boom, I'm done. Dental hygienists make great money. If she wants to, who makes really good money? You don't have to go to school forever. I don't see this happening, but
nothing offhand. Like
diesel mechanics, if you want, no, she could.
Looking at her picture, I don't know if I see
that. We know Jesse Price.
Oh,
she's
yeah.
a pretty girl, but she works on an oil rig. She's a little more
right.
hefty, but I wouldn't want to get in a fight with her. But so I think she just needs to make some kind of money and get by, do reconnaissance. The waiter waitressing thing kind of might work in Tampa and Houston. Military possibility. I say go online and convert your looks into money. That's frankly what I think. That's going to be the easiest way. You could do all three. It's not like, I have an internet show. I can't work as a waitress. That doesn't, that's not mutually exclusive. But when you get married, what happens?
Well, now hold on. Do you mean that if you get married, people are going to not be as willing to throw money because they know you're married, or what?
That's a good point, assuming she has it. But no, I'm talking more importantly, like life priorities.
Well, you have to focus on your husband and making him happy.
You have to focus on your husband. She needs to put the husband ahead of herself. Who should the husband put ahead of himself?
God.
No.
Oh, okay.
What if they're not religious? What is love? What is love?
Well, love is commitment. I'm missing. Okay, what?
I can't believe I'm the asshole and I'm saying this shit. Love is putting somebody ahead of yourself.
Right. Yeah.
The way love works is you love your wife more than you love you. You sacrifice for her.
Yeah, sacrifice.
And she sacrifice. Do you like going to the gym, Chad?
I fucking hate it. Especially when there's some grunting motherfucker.
And if the GF goes away, do you think I'm going to hit the gym again?
I mean, I think you probably will.
I'm just going to hike. I'm going to hike.
I'm going
to hike. No, I'm not like, if the girl goes away, I'm never getting another. I'm done. I'm out. I'm not doing girl. No, it's not worth it. It's just totally not worth it. I'm going to drink and I'm going to work. I'm going to hike. I'm not hitting that fucking gym. But I hit the gym because I love the GF. Okay. She needs to, because she's 23. She is so heavily propagandized not to hate men, but to view men as a check mark. This is what every this is what was my generation, the baby boomer generation. It is eerie and scary how women look at human beings, including their own motherfucking children, as a check mark. I get my degree, check. I get my SUV, check. McMansion in the suburbs, check. I have my girlfriends and my wine night, check. I have my husband, check. I have my child, check. And they spend no fucking time with their children. Okay? If you're going to have a child, Chad, what should you do if you have a child? Male or female? Not child being male or female, husband or wife. They're together, mother, father. They have a kid. What should you do with the fucking kid?
Well, you have to prioritize their well-being and happiness. Is that where you're going with this?
Yes, but what does that mean? I have a child. What do I do with it?
I mean, you stay home.
It comes out. Oh, here it is.
See,
what do I do with it?
What one of them should do is stay home with the kid.
One of you fuckers better stay home and raise it. Now, the scenario could happen. She goes online. She's one of the few good-looking chicks who isn't a dumbass, who isn't a conservative thought, becomes a brilliant economist, and cleans guns on the internet for a living in a bikini. And she makes millions of dollars. And her husband, who's an engineer, who makes an admirable $80,000 a year, says, screw that. You keep making the $1 million cleaning AR-15s. I'll take care of the kid. All right? If you're going to have a fucking kid, somebody better be fucking home to raise it. So don't have no fucking kid if your plans include dropping it off at daycare so I could go do my career. Somebody takes care. You had the kid, fucking raise it. If you don't want to do that, don't have a fucking kid. Nothing wrong with being double income, no kids, a dink.
Well, this is why I said, I didn't want to just say she has to stay home. I know a few stay-at-home dads as clients.
Stephen Mullen, who is the epitomal example.
Yeah.
Who you and me? Let's say we married our girlfriends. You
may kiss. Hey, you may kiss the bride. Oh, I can't reach.
That was so funny. Who would be the ideal candidates to stay home and raise the kids?
See, I know you're thinking us, but there's
we would be.
Well, there's times of the year where, like now, for instance.
Okay, all right, but you mean you'd have to sacrifice, Chad?
Well,
really? Another human being? You might, but we're the ideal candidates just because we work at home. We stay at home.
No, for sure, but she would obviously have to work too for that to manifest itself.
Right. So, I'm just saying, whoever makes the most money, they go work. The other person stay home, take care of the kid.
Yeah, sure.
That's worked in the past.
Why are you so oppressive?
I hate women. Why do I hate women?
I remember that video.
5 plus 5 is 10. Why do you hate women?
You remember that video you made several years ago where you're just like, sorry guys, I like women.
I do like women. Let me know when you see one.
Yeah.
Let me know when you see a real woman. So anyway, I want to make sure, because this is rare, we get a young 20-something girl who has her head out of her ass and starts thinking outside of the box in the way she's been programmed. I want to make very clear, so not only she doesn't ruin her life or her husband's life, let alone any kids she brings in. If you're going to get married, that person comes first in life, which is why you spend a lot of time vetting and dating and finding someone you truly love, all right? You got to put that person first, which means no nagging. No, well, it's like the number of times. It's not even a girl that I'm dating. It's just like, how old are you? Do you still get money from your parents? Well, then shut the fuck up, right? If the guy is making the money that you support him, right? Hey, the carpet's on fire. Cool. That's great. Yeah. Let him know. All right. But support your husband. Okay. And usually both you and him have a goal in mind. This is why life goals are very important. I want to go live in Tampa. Hey, I want to live in Tampa too. What kind of house do we want? How many kids do we want? And then if all of a sudden you come in there, little Jimmy did this and that, I don't know. You come back from a hard day of doing your internet thing. you editing, video, there's a lot of work. And then he comes, oh my God, the kids are dead. Do you think you want to hear that? Support the fucking guy. That's all you have to do. Then what else? Oh, what else does she have to do?
All right, so we stay home, kids happy, support husband, support family. I'm going to go a direction and say stay thin. Is that where your head was?
Thin.
Stay thin.
That is just as important as a job as having the kids, if you want to have kids. If you're not going to stay thin, if you think I could pull the fat grenade and blow up, don't get married. Because what will happen if she gets fat?
There's going to be problems maintaining intimacy. At least if that happened to somebody I was dating.
Well, that's the best outcome is there's just no fucking.
Cheating.
Because he'll go find another one.
Or porn addiction.
Right.
Yeah.
But, or he's just like demotivated. I've seen enough guys get destroyed where they're like, fuck this, I'm not doing it. So you have obligation. You are not buying things. These are not things. These are human beings that have requirements and needs. Okay? Kids need their parents. Kids need their mom. Kids need to be raised and invested in. Husbands, pretty fucking simple. Stay fucking hot. Support us. Don't fucking nag. And this is under the presumption that you find someone you love and you guys get along and all that. It's not that hard. Not that hard. But if you think it's like the checkbox and then the husband, well, why does he do this? Why does he do that? I saw an Oprah. Don't get married. Just don't. Be single. Okay? You're going to be happier that way. Then honeymoon period, learn a skill, accounting, whatever, stuff like that. Have kids. Ideally, if you do it right, you have accounting or programming that you can do from home, make money while the kids are there, because they're not going to be little infants forever. They're going to be able to take care of themselves for an hour or two without blowing up the house.
I think being a bookkeeper that's a virtual one is maybe the best freaking job if you want to raise kids at home. Because you do it on your own schedule. So
So there you go. And that's the advice. I know that was long and lengthy, but by God, if it can make one guy happy and one gal happy that they got married and had kids and the kid's a nuclear family and was successful, we could do it. Plus, I'll reward rareness and independent thought like that. Hey, I don't want to be a party girl in New York City. Oh, really? Okay, well, here you go. So there we go.
Man.
Any other advice before we get to the rest of the super chats?
I mean, we did pretty well. That was a good 40 to 45 minute response.
I want to be thorough. I want to give that girl, because it's so, remember the black gal that she said, yeah, I was fat. I had other men's kids. I treated my husband like shit. Now I went to therapy. I think she lost 50 pounds. And now I want to find a guy, and I understand that I'm on the bottom barrel of the sexual market value. I gave it to her for free. I'm like, there you go. You know what? You've done, I'll help you out anytime,
Self-awareness is sexy.
Yeah. Well, and it's also, see, here's another thing. Varmint didn't read the book. Your cousin didn't read the book. This gal's listening. This gal might actually do it.